Sonic Colors Ultimate is a very strange game. It was released as a remaster of the Wii game Sonic Colors back in late 2021 with, let's just say, some interesting problems. The game was plagued with tons of glitches that would outright break the game in some ways, including deleting people's save files at one point, and one that might even have given some people some seizures. It was a total dumpster fire in almost every sense of the word except literal. But thankfully, Sega ended up releasing a few patches in the years since release that mostly band-aided up all the severe problems this game had at launch. And now it's 2024, and honestly, I've been reflecting on the game and well, I think that Sonic Colors Ultimate is worth it now. Now I know this is sort of a minority opinion, but just please at least hear me out before you jump to the comments and start screaming at me, okay? Consider this. The original Sonic Colors was released on the Nintendo Wii back in 2010. Which was a time in which Sega was really trying to backpedal on certain decisions made during the Sonic Dark era. And now it's the year 2024 and Sega is sort of going through a renaissance of sorts with the franchise. That makes this game around 14 years old, and at the time it was released, which was 2021, it would have already been over a decade old. And considering the fact that Sonic Colors is now mostly inaccessible for one reason or another, I would argue that at least gives Sega enough merit to have remastered this game over something like, say, 06. You know, since the target audience is mostly kids. Now that doesn't excuse the crappy job they did when it comes to the time they gave blind scroll games, but still, Sega tried to make a good business decision, and that's all anyone can expect really. And when you consider what the price is these days, and the fact that Sega has basically addressed and fixed all the major functionality issues with the game, I'd say that at least gives Colors Ultimate an argument for why it is worth it now, even though it had a bunch of problems at launch. This is less of a remaster and more of a port, all things considered. But there are a few quality of life improvements here and there, such as the customization and the ability to adjust the control scheme to the way you want it. And while yeah, the loading screens can be a bit annoying at first, and the AI upscale cutscenes are jarring and the bloom effect makes it look strange compared to the original, I'd hardly call those reasons to say this game wasn't worth remastering or porting. Now, yeah, those are definitely cases to make for why it shouldn't have been like $40 to $60 at release, yes. But that argument doesn't hold as much weight behind it because Colors Ultimate isn't that price anymore. The game is just basically an affordable-ish way to play Sonic Colors. And yeah, that means it comes with all the problems Colors had. You know, the childish tone and the emphasis on 2.5D and Sonic's stiff model, etc. But just because the Sonic fans have problems with the original, and this game has problems at release, doesn't mean the game is objectively bad. There are some of us that are fortunate enough to have this game as its original release for the Wii, while there are others that have the ability to play it on Dolphin, or some other emulator that most average people probably don't have access to. So by that thought process alone, I think we should at least consider that this game is worth it to people who have never had the chance to play it. And we should also remember that this game is genuinely fun for some people. I personally would recommend it to any of my friends, honestly, as it's just fun to play for, well, fun. Sure, it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I would say that it is worth it for anyone who hasn't had the chance to play this game. For anyone that might be overanalyzing this thing to point out what Sega or Blind Squirrel games did wrong, or for anyone who might think that Sonic isn't worth their time, honestly. I think we should be willing to give games like this more of a chance, honestly, because just because we might be jaded or cynical about the Sonic franchise or where it's going or about the quality of this game, doesn't mean we should be angry that someone else enjoys it, or think that the game isn't worth anyone's time at all. It's just not everyone's personal preference, and it isn't perfect. And that's okay. And with that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. It helps out a ton and makes sure that the algorithm likes this content well enough to push it out. And with that, I hope that everyone has a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.